Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, and that means like literally next week will be the day after Christmas, and it will be, oh my gosh, seriously, let me look at the calendar. Does that mean this will be the second next week? This will be okay. No, it's just the day after Christmas. Yeah. So, and in 2 weeks, this will be like 2 days, like the day after the new year. Yeah, see, I know how to do math. Yep, I know how. All right, I hope everyone is doing well today. Let's go ahead and get this shared out to a couple of folks. Today, we're going to talk about being anxious. We're going to talk about being anxious before the end of the year. And I know this feeling very well. I've been there many, many times, and this is where you are stressed because you didn't meet your goals. You don't know what's going on. You have all these plans for the new year, but in the back of your head, you've already started doubting them. I've been there. I have been there. So I'm going to give you a couple of things that have worked for me to not feel anxious walking into a brand new year. Hey, Heather, how are you doing? So please go ahead and share this out. I actually have on makeup and I look cute today. So go ahead and share this out to folks. Yeah, because I actually look good. Yeah, I look good today. So go ahead, share. But no, seriously, share this out to a friend, or if you got a client or someone you know is like really, really stressed. Because like next week, seriously, in 2 weeks, it will be 2019. Yeah, I just said that. You know how crazy that is? I remember starting the year and like, oh my gosh, I have time. And then it's like, no, I don't have time. All right. So for those of you who are watching, I am Phylecia Jones, budgetologist and solopreneur, money management expert. And you are watching Ask the Budgetologist. And I come to you live every morning and I answer any questions around business budgeting and solo entrepreneurship. And today we're going to talk about a little bit of mindset stuff because I know what it's like. Seriously, when I say I know what it's like walking into a new year where you can't breathe because you're just trying to put a foot in front of you. I get it. So I want to tell you a few things. Hey, Danielle, how you doing? Danielle is a traveler. Ooh, I love that. And got to let you know, PSA announcement, travel rules are about to be enforced. I'm going to be on the road for the next couple of weeks. And, and I don't think I'm going to take all the equipment with me. So might be doing the phone. I have to kind of evaluate what my setup is going to be. So I'll probably take some equipment with me and then just kind of make it work as I'm there. But road rules are in place. I will still be coming to you every morning, but I'm going to be at my mom's house. Mom may want me to do things. Y'all know. Y'all get me. Y'all know how it is when you go to your mom's house. Sometimes you're not in your own rules and you can be a 40-year-old woman and you're back on chore duty. Anybody else have that? Like you just happen to get back into the chores when you go back home? It's crazy. And dropping people off. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing ever. So yeah, road rules will be in place next week. And yeah. And that's it. Oh, and for my folks here on Instagram, I actually found my phone. I couldn't find it this morning because I put it exactly where I put it. Yeah. I have this amazing talent of losing things in 3 seconds after I just set it down. I bet no one else is as talented with that as me. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? And Heather knows exactly what I'm talking about when you visit your mom's house. But so those are the road rules. For those of you who are speakers, I have some resources coming out. They will be coming out by the end of the week. If you're on my email list, you'll see what's going on. So it's going to be pretty cool. And just like that, my mom is actually calling me right now. I don't know, maybe her ears are burning. So I got to call Mom. I got to call you back in a minute. All right, let's go ahead and start talking about today. The end of the year is like about to happen. If you don't know that yet, that's okay, because it's about to happen to you and it's going to happen on you. And there's nothing you can do about it. And I have always been one of those people, like when I started my business, so I will be ending I'm 4 years in, and I started back in 2014. I was, hey, Adonia says she can challenge me on losing things in 3 seconds. I don't know, Adonia. We have to see, because I'm pretty darn good at like literally like losing things. I can put a pin down and just lose it just like that. Yeah, there you go. But anyway, I've been in business. I started my business in 2014, and every year, because of all these expectations of, trying to reach six figures, trying to reach high six figures, trying to bring on 60 clients, 30 clients, 20 clients, because you start the year with these massive to-do lists, these like goal lists, but they're to-do lists. And I'm going to do all these things, and I'm going to have, hey, Tammy, I'm going to have 14 people, 15 people here. I'm going to have 1,000 people on my email list. And then you get to the end of the year and you're nowhere close to it. And you're nowhere close. And then you just start beating yourself up. And I swear, like when November would come, I would get into a state of panic, because it's like, well, I got all these goals and now everybody's telling me, because I did all the coaching programs and all the courses, and everybody's telling me to do all these goals. And then when you go to like your networking groups where everybody wants to help you, what are your goals? What are you going to do? So you start making stuff up out of the yin yang. Hey, D Diane, how you doing? And then you just do all of that. And then you just start feeling the pressure. And then you got the pressure at home because you may have a spouse that's like, all right, when are you going to start making money? When is this business going to be real? Some of you got pressure from parents, like this is just a hobby. It doesn't matter. And all of that kind of starts piling on probably right after Thanksgiving. And all of December, you are crashing trying to get things done because everybody wants a January launch. I got to get my email sequence done. I got to get my marketing calendar done. I got to get all these things done. And on top of that, you're trying to be with your family. You're trying to be with your spouse. You're trying to buy presents. You're trying to look at your money. And then you're just, sorry about the voice, y'all. And you're just a hot mess come Christmas. And you're such a hot mess that you even work on Christmas Day. Hey, Ellen Grace Marketing. How you doing over there on Instagram? So, and you're such a hot mess that like on Christmas Day, you're just like, you got the antsies because you're like, are we done here yet? Because I'm going to get on my phone and start doing some things. The day after, you start working the day after Christmas, New Year's Eve, you're working and you're like, why am I working? Like, I'm working. And you're just like this. And I've been there. And I have been there. And what I have learned from doing all of that, it doesn't help not one thing. It doesn't help not one thing, period. And all you do is create this big amount of pressure walking into, hey, Holly, how you doing? You create this big amount of pressure walking into a new year. You got all these goals, but you also got the weight of not achieving your goals from before. So you're already like, you got like 30 pounds of failure on you. And you got 30 pounds of failure. You got about 50 pounds of dreaming. And then you got 20 pounds of like, I don't even know if I can do this anyway, because I don't even know what I'm doing. And that's how you walk into the new year. And then you start your new year off doubting yourself. You doubt yourself. You do a vision board and this just has all kinds of little words on it that really don't mean anything. You just wanted to get it done because you're in front of people. Your goals are part of your mastermind because you still don't know what you want to do. Trust me, I have been there. And what I found is that when you walk into a new year with that much pressure, you're kind of, unfortunately, you're setting yourself up for a long, bumpy road. And I've done that so many times, just starting a new year, because New Year's always, this year's going to be different. And your brain is saying it, but your heart and your soul is there. They aren't there yet. They're still like on the sofa, like chilling out. Hey, Shalise, how you doing? It's been a while. I hope you're doing okay. And everything else is just there. So this is what I had to do walking into 2018. Even last year, I felt this pressure. Not as, to be honest, not as much last year. I didn't have this pressure walking into 2017. Because what I learned, I just learned a few things. And here's what I'm going to tell you what you need to do. The first thing you need to do is focus on one thing. Focus on one. If you've had a string of years where you walked into the new year with all of this pressure, you're feeling anxious, you're excited, you're motivated, you're anxious, you already feel like a failure, here's what I want you to do. Walking into 2019, do one thing. and one thing only. I know it's hard because I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. It's like a dance. I can do these things. And we start doing the I can do this dance. But what I want you to do, which will be the hardest thing ever, is do one thing. I did one thing this year and I excelled at it. I did one thing. Yeah, there were some little auxiliary things that needed to go with it, but I put my focus on one thing. And the reason why I tell you to do one thing, from all of the experts, from all of the big people, the Warren Buffetts, the Darren Hardys, they do one thing. At max, they may do three, but they do one. Because you can't master everything when you're trying to do everything. So just do one. And what really helped me for this year was just focusing on one thing. And I got to tell you, when I made this decision last year, like, all right, not doing this, not doing this, not doing, I mean, it was like, nope, 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 nope. It became it became really easy to tell people no, because like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Sorry. It became really easy to do that. Two, it took the pressure off of trying to deliver all the time. It really did take the pressure off of trying to deliver, because when I could only focus on one thing, it's like, you know what, all the energy goes into this, all the other things, they'll go to the wayside. Hey, Julia's over in the UK. I hope you're doing well. Her business is over in Birmingham. Is it in Birmingham? I think you're in Birmingham, right? I don't think you're in Manchester. I think you're in Birmingham. Sorry if I forgot. Just tell me where you are, Julia. I'm from Birmingham. I'm going to Birmingham next week. But one of the things that I learned by doing one thing, it took the pressure off. This is the first time since I started my business. Oh, Julia's in Manchester. Sorry, y'all. Don't go to Birmingham looking for Julia. Go to Manchester. And there are direct flights there. Just saying. Doing one thing this year actually took so much pressure off. And I will promise you that this is the first time in years since starting this business where I feel so at ease. I don't know why. It's a little scary. It's a little scary how at ease I am, because I'm like, no, everything's cool. I talked to my VA. I'm like, I'm cool. I don't have any work for you. And if I did, we'll worry about it in January. My project manager, she was like, we're going to take 2 weeks off. And I mean, everything is just calm. Hey, Amanda, how you doing? It's just calm. And, you know, there are emails I need to do, but I'm just like, you know what? It's not the end of the world. They can wait on me. And it's just been really weird. I don't know. I feel like in a very, I'm in a very calm place, you know, like literally if you wanted to talk to me today, you could probably call and I'm just going to talk to you. Somebody from Instagram, Tashina, she's going to call me today and we're going to talk. And that's kind of how I am. And I don't know, maybe because I'm just thankful for this year. I don't know, but I don't have any pressure. And I will attribute a lot of this to just doing one thing. And when I decided to do one thing, I took a lot of stuff off my plate. I was on these boards, I was on leadership, got off of all of them. Because I was like, I can't do this and that at the same time. So if you're feeling a little anxious walking into 2019, here's the hardest thing I want you to do. Do one thing next year. One thing, master it, get good at it, and feel good about yourself. I promise you, when you do one thing, you will love it. All right. The second thing that I had to do to kind of get into this place of not being stressed out walking into a new year is surrender. Now, I talked about this. I had to do like a little 5-minute talk last week. And the whole thing about me in 2018 was surrendering. I didn't have any goals. I didn't have any I had intentions. I knew there were some things I needed to do. And I had to do because that was part of my one thing. But everything else, I got rid of all the goals. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy it. I surrendered to the year because my thing was the planet will tell me where I needed to go, what I needed to focus on, what I needed to do. So that's kind of what I did for 2018. I did one thing. I surrendered. I did the one thing that I knew how to do, which was go out there and speak. Hey, Kat, how you doing? I surrendered to everything else. There were no goals. And people, I can tell, it's so funny when I tell people I didn't have any goals. They seem panicked for me. People are like, what are you doing? Did you just waste time all year? Like, oh my gosh, what are you not? And I'm like, you know what? I had probably one of the best years I've ever had in business because I didn't try to cram. I didn't try to cram everything in. Because a year, as you can see, a year is a long time, but it goes by so fast. Oh my gosh. I still literally, my brain is still in March. My brain is still in March, me prepping to go to the UK, but it's not. It's December right now. So that's kind of how I am. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Jerry, see you later, Heather, but I'll see you next month. So it'll be cool. Hey, Jerry. Jerry is doing her live streams on getting nerdy with her. Ooh. It sounds so nerdy, Jerry. I love it. But here's the thing. I surrendered to the year, and it has been a fun year, and probably one of the most impactful years I've ever had in business because I needed a huge course correction, and I needed the universe to tell me where to go. And boy, has the universe started talking, because next year, we got goals for next year. But I think I just needed a year to kind of exist and go after it. And it's been fun. The third thing that I had to do to not feel anxious ending a year, hey Heidi, how you doing? Was I documented all of the cool things that happened this year. Now I know for those of you, if you're on my email list, you got this, and I'm sorry about the voice. I think literally the year I wasn't overly sick or anything this year. And I think it just all waited until now. Like, you're done now. Boom. Every disease you think you should have had, you got it. I love my body, and I needed to, we can have disease now because I needed to stop by the end of January. But the third thing that I had to do was I had to document all of the cool stuff. And I don't know if it's going to be reversed on the camera. But I had to document all of the cool stuff. It's going to be reversed for you on Instagram. So it says cool stuff. And sorry if it's jumpy over there. And because what would happen at the end of every year, I would feel like a failure. I would feel like I failed and that I didn't do anything, that my business didn't progress. I didn't progress. And I was in the same thing year in and year. Hey, Marina, how you doing? I was in the same process year in, year out, year in, year out. And like, you're a failure because, let's just be straight up honest. There's some business coaches out there. The way they sell themselves is by telling you you're a failure. You know, the ads, because they're going to come in. They're going to start coming in over the next 3 weeks, all the ads. Did you fail this year? And all the business coaches are going to try to get people all in their world. I'm just giving you some insights, y'all. Some insights that people are going to try to sell you on the fact that you didn't accomplish your goals. You were a failure. You're treating your business like a hobby. You're not serious. And to be honest, I got so tired of hearing that. I got tired of hearing that's why I didn't work with a business coach for a while, because I can't deal with that. Because it's not helping anything. And what I had to do was actually do my cool stuff jar. And I started documenting. I got to go put in some things I missed. But I started documenting all the cool things that happened this year. Little accomplishments like, Donya, I didn't lose my phone today. Little things like that. Or some of the speaking gigs, some of the people I met, some of the new clients. And what I realized is that even though I may not have met my goals, and I didn't have any goals for this year, but I still did a lot of stuff that a lot of people wish they could do. It's the same with you. There are a lot of people who wish they could do some of the things that you have done. The problem is we forget that, and we get caught up in this feeling like a failure because we let other people tell us we're a failure. So I haven't read through all of these. I'm going to actually put them on a board, so that I can remember what my 2018 was like. But this has helped a lot, even though I haven't read it. But you can't tell me, if somebody tried to sell me on something by calling me a failure, I'm like, no, I was not. Sorry, no, I wasn't. So I highly recommend doing a cool stuff jar. Do a cool stuff jar. And this has helped me so much to appreciate the journey that I've been on and not feel like a failure. So if you are feeling anxious walking into 2019, this is what I want you to do next year so that you don't walk into another year feeling anxious, feeling worried, feeling stressed, feeling whatever. First, focus on one thing. For my Instagram folks, sorry that it's jumpy. Focus on one thing and just do it. Yeah, you'll have some auxiliary things, but just do one thing. Stop trying to hold on to stuff that need to be dropped off at the Goodwill. So just do one thing. It's going to help. The second thing is surrender. If you have the capacity to surrender and let the universe tell you where you need to go. Now, you don't have to do like me and not have any goals. That's like the extreme measure. If not everybody can handle not having any goals, but that's the extreme. But kind of surrender and let the universe tell you where you need to go. Because I got to be honest, I talked about this last week, and quite a few people came up to me and they were like, thank you for saying that, because I don't always have goals all the time. And you know what? And I just kind of have to I'm ready just to let the world tell me where to go. And that's what I did. I just let the universe, literally the universe didn't kick in and start talking until like October or September of this year. Sometimes you think it'll come early. Sometimes it'll come like at the last minute. And a lot of it's been coming at the last minute. So I know my direction for next year. So if you have the capacity, if you trust yourself enough, if you trust the universe, God, the angels, the unicorns, whatever you believe in, if you trust it enough, try to surrender to it. All right. And the third thing that helped me starting last year, and I started this at the December of last year. I started this in December of last year. And the third thing will be start a cool stuff jar. Put it in a notebook. If you're a notebook person, and just every day write down something that happened. I like this because I can see it, but I think even in a notebook, after a couple of days, you'll be like, okay, I've done some cool things. But do something like this so that you can end the year feeling good about all the things that you've done, even if you didn't meet your goals, even if you like sidetrack. I promise you, you cannot do a jar like this and feel like a failure and feel anxious and not feel excited about walking into a new year. So those are the three things that have helped me feel good about this year. And I got to tell you, this is the first year since starting this business where I'm not feeling overly stressed. It's a weird feeling, but I appreciate it. And please share this out to a couple of folks that you know might need to hear this, because I know it's so funny because a lot of people, you have everything together. Like I'm just like a regular person. And there are a lot of people who are trying to live up to other people's expectations when in reality, they need to live up to their own. And for Adonia, I got to tell you, this is so funny. So for the last 6 months, I lost my notebook. I just found it here on my desk. Man, I got talent. That's all I got to say. I've been looking for this notebook for so long. No. I've been looking for this notebook since September. I found it. There you go. It had notes that I needed back in like September, but whatever. Oh, that's me. I got talent of losing things, but no, seriously. If you're feeling anxious, share this out to a couple of folks, because I know some people feel a little stressed walking into this year. Hey, Melanie, how you doing? Melanie, I went to high school together, so I hope you're doing well. So if you're feeling anxious about the new year, try these things. Focus on one thing for 2019. Surrender to it. Surrender to it. I'm laughing because Adonia's just telling me that she loses her notebooks as well. Yeah. So surrender to the year and do a cool stuff jar. I promise you, do this. If you don't do anything that I tell you today, do this. Go get an old cookie jar or one of those. Everybody got like that sugar, that flour jar that they're not using, that they got when they got married and they didn't want to throw it away because they know at some point they're going to fill the jar with some type of ingredient because they think they're going to bake. Yeah, I got plenty of those. So take one of those, take a jar, take something. Take if you got scrap pieces of paper, literally I have like scrap notebooking things, and just cut them up and just put down and just write down, put a date. Like literally. And like literally just put a thing in, and you'll be surprised. And you'll be surprised at some of the things when you read it, and you'll just be so happy with yourself. Because if you don't do anything, do this. Like here's my one thing. On November 30th, I spoke in front of an audience of 500 people. I've never done that before. So you got to start documenting these things. Yeah, Adonia, I'm like you. I forget where I write things. So maybe you need a don't forget things jar, Adonia. There you go. But you got to do these things. Even little things like this. I had a great photo session with Sunshine. Sunshine's my photographer. She's amazing. But you cannot, when you start documenting the journey and appreciating it, you won't walk into another year feeling anxious at all, because you will not feel like a failure. So that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions about anything, go ahead and put them in the comment box. Any questions? My call to action has been to all of you. Before the end of the year, what would you like to learn from me? Like, seriously, I know some people are like, yeah, I don't need to learn anything, or like, I'm completely open. Whatever you need to be successful, just ask. I'm not going to come cook for you, but I'll tell you exactly how I have automated food in my house so I have more time. Oh man, my food game is like on point. Oh, my food game is so on point right now. I need to do a class on how to automate food. So my food game is on point, but seriously, whatever I can do to help you, if you need like quick hacks so you'll have more time to do the things you need to do, if you want to know how to, we're always going to talk about speaking gigs. We're going to talk about money. I'm always on the money. But right now, whatever you need from me so that you can walk into 2019 feeling the best you ever, just let me know. And maybe on Saturday, I don't know, maybe on Saturday or maybe for the end of the week, I'll kind of, for those of you who don't know, I'll tell you why I had to change up the way I looked at my year. I had last year was the reality that life is very short. And unfortunately, I did have a few people who passed away in my life. And that was my wake up call to like, you better start enjoying this and don't take everything so serious, because tomorrow is not promised. So that's how I had to walk into 2018. And that's why all the surrendering and just kind of like letting the universe tell me where to go. So I don't need to talk about it. I already told you. But maybe I'll tell you again. Maybe I'll go a little deeper. Maybe. But that's kind of how I walked into this year so that I could have the best year ever that I've ever had. And yeah, and I will say this, that, even if I did have little goals, I probably didn't hit all my goals. I didn't hit all my client goals and number goals, but I will say this, I've had a fun year that you cannot take away from me. And I'm starting to get all those pitches just like you. All the people like, did you fail this year? I mean, seriously, business coaches, if y'all are doing that type of stuff, I mean, I guess it works. Yeah, it works to go after people's pain points, but it's so funny. I'm getting all the LinkedIn things like, did you not meet your goals? And so I do respond back like, how did you think I did not meet my goals? Do you know something about me that I don't know? And they were like, I'm just reaching out. Like, maybe you should do some research before you could try to call me a failure. And to be honest, I was cool this year. What about you? People don't seem to like when I do that on LinkedIn and in my Facebook Messenger, but whatever. Marina is saying, I must say from the first time I heard you, you've been motivational. Thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't do this if y'all weren't here. I would just be talking to my cat and she doesn't want to talk to me. But no, I appreciate every last one of you for tuning in, watching. This has been a fun journey. We are at, oh my gosh, I think we're at show number, oh my gosh, we're about at 500 shows now. 500 shows, and things will be changing next year, but not too soon. It'll be changing up a little bit next year, but I'm just excited. So I wish you a good new year. The travel rules will be in place. I'm going to be on the road next couple of weeks, but I mean, I'm so wishing and hoping and praying that you have a fabulous year. And if you feel like the goals are just beating you down over your head, try surrendering. Try having fun and try surrendering and just do one thing. It might literally change your entire path of your business. It might. So, but I wish that for you. But I'll be here. I'll be here tomorrow. We got to do some things. I think I got to do laundry. Yeah. But I hope you have an amazing day. I'm going to sign off here on Instagram first. So Julia, Tashina, Ellen Grace, Shalise, and Diane, Diane, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Bye. All right, tomorrow morning, we're going to talk about feeding your budget. Yeah, we got to talk about money. So I appreciate every last one of you being here. I hope you have an amazing day. And if you still haven't figured this out yet, the new year is about to happen. Christmas is about to happen. 2019 is about to happen. Oh my gosh, 2019. Y'all, I'm getting old. I'm going to be old next year. I'm old already, but I'm going to be older. All right. But anyway, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Have an amazing day. I appreciate you. And thank you for tuning in. Adonia, I just broke my computer. Adonia, Morena, Melanie, Heidi, Jerry, Heather had to jump off, Amanda, Tammy, Danielle. I appreciate every last one of you, all of you who watched the replay, all of you who listened to the podcast version of this. I couldn't do it without you. And you all are going into my cool stuff jar. Yay! Have an amazing day. See you bright and early tomorrow. Bye.